Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy, and here with me is my co-host, Nick Muley. And we have got a great show for you tonight. We are covering a very unique zombie romance comedy film. It's adopts a whole lot from Romeo and Juliet, and it is called Warm Bodies, released in 2013. And I got to say, as
10
far
years
as
ago.
10 years ago. And as far as zombie movies, this one stands out for all sorts of reasons, just because of the story and just like how it was made. And yeah, Nick, I believe you introduced me to this film a few years back.
Yeah, I believe I did. Although I was kind of surprised you hadn't seen it up until then.
Yeah, I was surprised myself. I mean, here, hold on, I got to put the Facebook is acting stupid right now.
What's up, Jill?
Hi, Jill. Hi, Jill. Glad to see you joining us. Yeah, so Jill, as you know, tonight we are covering Warm Bodies, the zombie comedy that adapts a whole lot from Romeo and Juliet.
Yep, like this one.
Oh yes, and because so it focuses on a apocalypse that had occurred over a period of 8 years, and basically there's just one settlement of where mankind can live outside. Has walls surrounding it. It's kind of just like the setup of that outpost in the first episode of The Last of Us.
Oh yeah, did you guys catch up on that?
I was about to ask, actually. I have. What about you, Don?
I'm catching up on it. I'm just one episode behind. I'm kidding, but I will get there.
All right.
I just had a lot of
for it because I'm already caught. Jill. I'm gonna assume you're already caught up.
Yeah, I'm like really eager when it's coming on. I tell myself to wait a little bit longer, and I just can't.
You know, my dad has started to watch that show too. Speaking of which,
oh yeah,
he's already made it to the first. Well, he's made it to the first 2 episodes, though he fell asleep as it was getting close to the second half of the second episode. Like, what the hell? Come on.
Oh man, and and let's see. That I would say is it is the 10th not the 10th anniversary, but this month marks the 10th anniversary of Warm Bodies because it came out in February, just in time for Valentine's Day back in 2013.
I figured it would.
Yeah, February 1st.
Oh yeah, February 1st. And right, and oh man, today is the last day of February already. You know, it feels like just yesterday we were all celebrating New Year's.
And all this stuff behind me will be changed overnight. So sadly, it will be this time of the year the red's coming down, but the entire basin will be filled with green.
Oh yes, St. Patrick's Day. Here, Jeremy is saying no Greg tonight, so you guys can play. Okay.
Oh, thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we just that's right. This past week we just celebrated your birthday, Nick.
And I just realized this is my first show for the 30s. And you know what? And I don't know if you saw it, Jill was also around to celebrate on Supernatural Talk. I mean, it was Jill, how can we explain that day?
Eventful.
We were on for like 5.5 hours. Me, Jeremy, Eileen was on. We had Joe, Emily. We didn't think this was going to happen, but we ended up staying up till past midnight. So we were like waiting so eagerly, almost like as if this was like a New Year's celebration. They started counting down to my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was too long, Jeremy. It was.
It was like a mini party for Nick.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. What's up,
Brad? Brad, hey, thank you for tuning in. Yep, today we are covering Warm Bodies, a Shakespearean zombie comedy, and a lot of people keep saying that this movie is pretty unique just for taking a Shakespearean approach. And okay, like everybody keeps Nick, everybody keeps saying like how this movie is pretty unique for taking a Shakespearean type of approach. But you see this, but this actually isn't the first zombie movie to ever.
Just what Jeremy exactly said. I tried to end the show at 2.5 hours, but
okay. So this actually isn't the first film to have this whole human zombie like kind of a relationship. The first time a zombie romance film has been made was way back in the 90s with the Return of the Living Dead 3. Yep. Return of the Living Dead 3. Like, I gotta say, the Return of the Living Dead, when you think about it, that franchise just goes all over the place. First film is just like, mixes serious horror with comedy. Second film, Warner Bros. Tried to aim it for kids. Third film, they like make it like a zombie romance where the girl is a zombie named Julie. So, yeah, and ever since I was little, I always referred to her as the Living Dead girl. Like the Rob Zombie song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just me. So it was a good movie. Oh, Return of the Living Dead 3. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, I think he's referring to Warm Bodies.
Oh, yeah, it is.
You didn't know that existed, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah. I saw that first saw on TV like ages ago. But yeah, there are 5 Return of the Living Dead films. The last 2 are horrible. Don't even bother.
Couldn't end it until we hit every time zone. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, see, I was right. He was referring to Warm Bodies.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so Warm Bodies, the opening scene alone is what really set the tone for the film. Like for how well made it was. Like it talks about it's like showing the point of view of this one zombie R. That's just all he's named because he thinks that when he was alive, his name started with the letter R. Like could have been Robert, could have been Richard, or I think he looks like more like a Robert to me. Like when I
see. What Sarah just said?
It could be. Here, let me just put up a picture of R. Hang on.
Actually, I was gonna say he didn't start off with R, but was later given it, but he just knew it started with an R.
Oh yeah. I mean, later he was given an R, yes, by Julie. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And but he always thought his name just started off with R. But yeah, here I'm just gonna pull up this picture. Let me hang on. Let's see. Present. Oh, share screen. Okay, here we go.
Dead eye stare and lack of emotion that sounds the same to me. Don, there's another feature here on Facebook. Like if you copy the picture, you can just put it right on the studio. What's up, Billy?
Hey, Billy, thank you for joining us. Yeah, tonight we're covering Warm Bodies, and I was just pointing out right here that this guy actually does look like a Robert to me. He really does. Like we never find out what his actual name is, but yeah, that's here. Let me.
Yeah, next time, Don. Yeah, there's like I said, there's a feature right overlays. That's what it is. If you go on the overlay features, you can just put the pictures there, just to make it easier for you.
Where's that at?
It's in the brand area.
Banners area?
No, brand underneath banners.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So just a reference, just a future reference.
Overlay. Overlay. Okay. All right.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So R in this is played by a very talented actor, Nicholas Hoult, who I have seen in quite a few movies. My favorite film that he was in, hands down, Mad Max Fury Road, where he played Nux.
Every time you bring him up, I just think of him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny. It's like in Warm Bodies, he's this really slow zombie, and then in Mad Max, he's like this ultra fast guy just going at the highest speeds ever, just going whatever means necessary.
Well, he's Romeo in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, seriously, Mad Max, great movie, highly recommended. I watch it every summer.
It's hard to believe too. It's even him because he's bald in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's amazing what you can do with makeup effects.
Yeah.
And just to make it look like he's all like been in the desert, because that's where it takes place, in the Australian wastelands. And
it's in Australia?
Yeah, it takes place in Australia. Mad Max? Yeah.
I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeremy, I knew the overlay has always been. I didn't mean to say new. I meant to say it's always been there, yeah.
He's going to be Renfield. Oh.
Yeah, he is.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, nice. And the Outback, that's where like the majority of like the Mad Max franchise took place. Well, the first film it did have it took place in some city. He had like where Mel Gibson played a cop in like a town, where he had back when he had a family in that film. But after that, it's been all in like wastelands. Yeah,
we got a Twitch follower here. Hello there.
Good. Hello, Nate. Nate at Night. Thank you for joining us. But as far as Nicholas Holt, his performance in Fury Road was just amazing. Especially like that reference you always have me do, like when we're driving through a storm. Yeah, you just have me do just be like him, just be like, "Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!"
We actually once made a joke. We made a joke years ago, saying, Don, can you imagine if we were like storm chasing or something, and we get like right in the path of a tornado, and the last words that were ever said from us was, "What a day! What a lovely."
Yeah, from that one.
Hey, Jeff from the Go. Good to see you, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, thank you for joining us. All right.
Oops.
Here, the first film isn't a post-apocalyptic. They went in a different direction in the second film, The Road Warrior, because of what's been going on in like the real world. As far as back in the late 70s, early 80s, there was the depletion of natural resources. There was a natural resource crisis going on at the time, and basically, Road Warrior was like a prediction of what would have happened if it wasn't brought back under control. Society collapsing and everything.
Right. Doing great. Good. How are you, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff. Oh, hey, Ohio, great state, man. Yeah, both. I've been there myself. Plenty to love about it.
So hopefully you'll be coming with us to Ohio in a few months for Mansfield. And yes, it is awesome that we're getting Twitch viewers. Ohio State, that's awesome.
My favorite cup.
Nice. My two older sisters went to University of Dayton, so Dayton, Ohio.
Jill, just a word of advice, and Jeremy knows too. If you ever have the chance of wanting to meet up with us, you might want to keep that away from Eileen, since she tried stealing my cup before.
Yeah.
Oh man, but let's see, guys. How do you compare Warm Bodies with Twilight and other films based on YA books? I think Warm Bodies is actually like an improvement over Twilight, because it just I just love the whole like how they applied Shakespeare style into a zombie film. Like, and I mean, this actually started off as a novel back in 2010, and that I actually want to read, because now it's like seeing the movie, I want to read the book.
Right.
Definitely.
But then again, I'm always reading books. I'm always reading Stephen King, so gotta figure out when I'm gonna do that.
I was a big Twilight fan, but I love zombies. So for me, I feel the same.
Like the diamond shirt. Thanks, Jeff. Anything is an improvement over Twilight. Brad agrees too. I have never once ever watched Twilight.
Team Edward.
That is just never. Why do you think Twilight isn't that? Okay.
It's not.
I will never watch it. I just won't. And as far as I'm concerned, the vampire in that movie, being this love interest or hero, he's not a hero. He is a captive who allows himself to be used by needy teenage girls.
But if you haven't seen the series, then you can't say you don't like it. You gotta watch it first. Then you tell me.
No. I was dragged to seeing it with my college girlfriend, so.
Oh my god,
yeah. And that along with Hunger Games. I mean,
Hunger
Games
Twilight is better than 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, but Hunger Games, now that I did
Definitely.
like, wait, 50 Shades of Grey. Wait, oh yeah, 50 Shades of Grey was actually inspired by Twilight.
Oh really?
That's Dorian Gray's story.
Yeah. Jeremy, you like? Oh wait, I was trying to go to Jeremy's comment. Vampires do not. I know what Brad said.
How do you know?
Jeremy, you actually like the Twilight series, really?
I do too. Thank you, Jeremy.
Fair point. No sparkle, but other than that, I still enjoyed it.
Hey, Mr. Nice Guy. Hey, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, tonight we're covering Warm Bodies, a 2013 horror comedy that really stands out for applying Romeo and Juliet into this. And what's kind of crazy is that they apparently like this one shot that we're using as a background in this shows R giving flowers to Julie. That never happens in the film.
Nope, just for the poster.
Oh yeah,
Sarah has obvious thinking otherwise, Jill.
Yeah,
what?
And so
Twilight has terrible messaging.
Yeah, so whole story of this is that the zombie R is what?
This was a question I wanted to bring up quickly. What Billy was asking about Cocaine Bear.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I want to though. I'm planning on seeing it.
We haven't yet.
It already got 23 million in the box office the first opening.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just one of those movies that has that crazy premise, but even though it is based on a true story, so.
I know, because my ex was a demon of the night, Jill.
It explains everything.
Goat, really? Come on.
Hi, Tom.
Pickle Tom's in the house.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, good to see you out here, man.
Views are pretty good so far. Okay, so Billy has a question. This is now more revolving around warm bodies. Was the flower scene in the trailer, but was cut?
Might have been. I don't think I've seen the trailer for it, actually. Crazy as it sounds, but
he was giving her presents or like food and things like that. So he was treating her like a girlfriend, playing music for her. So I think it's possible as a cut scene.
Oh yeah, totally. And the fact that he basically like the whole story of this is that R was rescuing Julie from a zombie attack after he ate her ex-boyfriend's brain, and they just started getting his memories of her, and so he decided that Julie should be saved, she should be protected, because he was like infatuated with her. And at first Julie was terrified of R, but after because zombie apocalypse, but then she gained trust. She began to trust him over time, because they had to bonded over the 3 days where they were hiding out from all the other zombies. And then his heart started functioning, and that effect spread to other zombies, with the exception of the real monsters of this film, the Bonies, which are basically zombies that have basically lost all humanity, tearing their own flesh off to the point where they're just walking skeletons.
I was going to say they were basically skeletons from that point on.
They're beyond return.
Oh yeah, beyond redemption. They're basically vicious. Yeah, and they're basically vicious towards both humans and zombies alike.
They'll eat anything.
Oh yeah. Oh, here, Tom said something. Just started back work this week, so a little tired, but here. Oh, okay. Hey, I know how that is, man. I do I put my 100% into my work, and then I come home tired. I actually sleep for like an hour or two once I get off work.
So that actually makes two of us, Tom, because I just started back too, because I was off for a few days from work.
I see.
See, here's the thing about the box office. Just because people send 23M to see the movie in theaters, that doesn't mean they actually liked it. It just means that they paid to see it. It's always possible that some left the theater during the movie.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption. Yes, and because a lot of people paid to see it because they like the trailers for it. I mean,
right.
But here, let me look at. Apparently, like it's been doing well. Well, let me take a look at the.
What's
IMDb.
not to like? A crazy bear on coke?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't like that?
Let's see. Oh, it's got a 6.5 out of 10 stars on IMDb. So, okay.
Let's see what it is for
Survivor.
Well, now it makes me wonder, like, what is it on Rotten Tomatoes? So, as far as it says here, it is. What is it? Oh, come on. 70% of the tomato meter, 75% of the audience score.
Oh, okay, so it's got some decent ratings. Oh, here. So they put a version of my extended movie with the Bonies. Oh, so your ex is one of the Bonies, huh? She was on screen. I think I saw her in that. Makes sense.
Good night, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, Jeff.
Good night, Jeff.
He brings so when R brings her back like to the plane where he lives in, like a stationary plane that's out on the runway of this airport, that because all the zombies that he's associated with are basically living and wandering in the airport, and just occasionally go into town to hunt. But R brings Julie back to the plane he's been living in, basically hoarding all sorts of things, like especially records. You know, he like starts to communicate slowly. Like his communication slowly develops the more he's like with Julie, and because he's starting to slowly become more and more human. And you know, like his love for Julie is what sparked that. You know, he's starting to speak more clearly, use more words and sentences over time, and he actually, and the way he just talks like slowly, like stammering, is just like, you know, he put like Nicholas Hoult, he put his all into this role, and the way he just says sound better, like when he demonstrates the records. And also she came across this in his collection.
Yeah, I know which movie that is that you're about to pull out.
There it is.
Night of the Living.
Nope.
Surprisingly, no, it's not that
one.
Oh,
Zombie.
Yeah, he had a Blu-ray of this.
An older one.
Oh yeah, one of the most gruesome. I mean, this is one of the most gruesome zombie movies of all time. I mean, and this was made in Italy. Yeah, released back in
1979.
Yeah, right after, because they wanted to cash in on Dawn of the Dead. And
which is why it's called Zombie 2, because when the Dawn of the Dead was released a year earlier, it was known as Zombie.
Yep. And the copy that I own, they just call it Zombie because no one's falling for that anymore. Yeah, calling it Zombie 2. Yeah. It's
great movie. Yeah. We got to cover that one soon.
We do, because this one, it demonstrates that as far as Italy, when they make horror films, they don't mess around. When they want to be gruesome, they hold nothing back. This is full of explicit gore. I mean, just the back of this shows a woman being ripped apart by zombies.
Yep. From the great minds of them, from the minds of the great godfather of gore, Lucio Fulci.
Yep, that's right. And also, I wanted to point this out about Warm Bodies, how when you look at this film and you think about it, it doesn't depend highly on blood and gore, because this is like one of the more tame zombie movies as far as content, because like when you see typically when you see zombie movies, you expect just people to be just ripped apart and showing that in such a graphic manner, throats being torn out, guts being ripped out, and disembowelment, yeah, limbs getting torn off. They don't have that here. This movie, like I admire how this film, like just is very, very tame. It just focuses on just the romance and comedy aspects of it.
So Billy's asking, so is Julie a survivor or resistance member?
There's no resistance other than like they're fighting zombies in the beginning until they start realizing that they're returning more human, heart beating and stuff like that. So it's not resistance so much as it is survivors in a survivor camp that they're not even sure if there's other places like that.
Right. Did you watch the which movie did you suggest, Tom? Remind me.
Oh, here.
Sundown.
Right here. Sundown, the Vampire Retreat. Suggest this to Nick to watch.
Oh, Bruce Campbell.
Oh, yes, Bruce Campbell. And okay, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have not watched that yet, but I'm planning on it.
What a legend, Bruce Campbell.
Yes, he is. Another question here. Sarah's like, how would you want to be romanced by a zombie?
Wait. I mean, wow. When you think about it, it's probably not going to go that way in real life. More than likely not.
Probably a very gruesome man. That's all I got to say. Good night, Brad. You have a good night.
Good night, Brad.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like the zombies in this were depicted as like not like the gory kind of like the way you would expect them to be. Like you would see like bites and flesh being torn on their faces, like decomposition. But here, for the most part, they just had pale skin.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Bless you. Yeah, for the most part, the zombies looked, like had some appealing look to them because.
I came up with a dirty answer for that. Do you really want to know, Jeremy?
For God's sake, please don't. Back to work. Have a great night.
Brad.
Good night, Brad. Oh, here. Watch
Maniac Cop.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of Maniac Cop, but I have yet to see it. I've yet to come across a copy of it.
Jeremy's got a point here. That's because you don't have to worry about the Americans being offended over the tiniest of things.
Oh, yeah. Because in Italy, when it comes to their horror films, they show no restraint. They want to, if they want to get graphic, they will do it.
Jeremy said he'll save that answer for the backstage.
Oh, my God.
Good idea.
Oh,
this will be interesting.
Oh man. Oh, here, I better put this back.
Want to see the Pope's Exorcist, Sarah here says.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Somebody suggested that I should look at the trailer for that. Yeah.
Is it a new movie or?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah. I don't know too much about it. I just know of the title of it.
Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, yeah. Evil Dead Rise. I did a reaction to the trailer for that.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about this movie called Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah. So even the Pope can be possessed.
Oh, yeah.
And so even apparently, I guess the Pope can be possessed and in need of an exorcism. So,
it looks scary.
Even the holiest ones are not immune.
Russell Crowe is in it.
Oh, Russell Crowe. Nice.
Oh, Jeremy saw the trailer the other day.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to look into this because I'm really surprised I've not heard about this.
here, let me.
Is it
Pope's Exorcist. Yeah, Russell Crowe is in it. He's the lead. Let's see. Franco Nero plays the Pope. Let's see. Julius Avery is directing. And let's see. Portrayal of real life figure Father Gabriel Amorth.
Isn't that based on a real priest's name of that? Because why do I get the feeling that sounds so familiar?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I'm wondering when this is coming out. Like apparently this is somebody who acted as an exorcist of the Vatican, performed more than 100,000 exorcisms in his lifetime, passed away in 2016 at the age of 91.
Okay. You know what? I think I know. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I know exactly who that is because I do remember someone.
Yeah.
That story sounds really familiar.
Yeah. Russell Crowe was playing him in the movie.
Thanks, Tom. He is famous he is famous exorcist in Rome who wrote several books. Okay.
Oh, it comes out on April 7th, so we don't have that long of a wait.
That'll be interesting to check out.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? It might even become if it's based on a true story. Might have to make a Nick Files episode out of the true story for it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and I forgot to mention right when the opening scene when they introduce R, like his dialogue alone was hilarious to listen to. When he's just like, when he's just walking around, just thinking, "What am I doing with my life? I'm all pale. You know, I need to get out more, and I should. My posture is terrible." And he's like, "I want to connect with people, but I can't." Oh, that's right, because I'm dead. Yeah, he's just like a walking corpse shambling around the airport, meeting with his best friend, his good friend M, like a fellow zombie, and was also like right around the time when R and Julie were starting to connect. That was right after that is when M and his fellow other zombies slowly started to become more human. And yeah, M turns out later that M, you find out his name is Marcus. I don't know if that's like a name that he just remembered or he just picked that name for himself when he became human. But yeah, that's the thing. R, we never find out what R actually stands for. He just sticks with that from beginning to end.
I think some of them had memories because they were having the dreams when they were coming back. So some of them, they did get a lot of memories back, and some didn't.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. M started to when he started to slowly become human. He started having dreams. He had a dream there was a woman with him. I'm wondering if that was his wife, but
wife and daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another unique aspect of this, how they started to slowly develop like memories and dreams of like their past lives, like, and how R, when in the opening scene when R was just walking around looking at people, he like was guessing just because of the way they were dressed what they were in when they were alive. Like, oh, that looks like he was like a rich posh kid or a rich kid.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh yeah, he used to be an accountant. Oh, she used to work here in security. Yeah, like he was just like making all these. Yeah, that's what I love about the opening scene. It really sets the tone for like. There's just so much to love about it.
I like how he guesses with himself. He's like, and I was unemployed because looking based off my hoodie.
And also, he was saying nobody knows how the virus, how the apocalypse started. He's like, was it a germ warfare? Was it viral, like airborne virus, or an infected monkey? A reference to 28 Days Later.
Yep.
infected monkey.
It pays homage to a lot of these classic zombie films.
Yeah.
I got to bring this question up that Sarah said. This sounds so wrong. At one point, when is it not necrophilia?
Oh my God.
But he's coming back to humans, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So
she's got a point there.
You seriously had to go there, Sarah.
Yeah, you know what? What else do you expect from people watching? They will go to the far edge of certain questions like that. It's not the first time we've had a question like that before.
It's a valid question. They are dead at first.
Yeah,
at first, slowly becoming more and more human over time. And what?
Good night, Toms. Take
care. Good night, Tom. Hey,
Tom.
Yeah, it's great to have you out here. Great talking to you, man.
Thought it was they acquired memories from the brains they had eaten.
They would.
Oh yeah, they would at first, but then over time, as they started becoming more human, they started having dreams, because that's the thing. When they were zombies, they couldn't sleep, so they couldn't dream. So
that's true.
Let's see, they couldn't bleed, they couldn't do anything,
and their heart wasn't beating before, and it starts beating again.
Yeah, his heart wasn't beating. Yeah, the organs are starting up again, because and this started because R was attracted to Julie. And I just love how they were just bonding over time when they were spending at the airport. Like, she was teaching him like reteaching him things like how to drive that nice BMW sedan that they had on the runway. I was like that scene. Like, he was just using 2 feet at first. Like, the car was just going, then stopped abruptly, then going again, stopped abruptly. A zombie driving a car. Yeah, and this kind of makes me think of
Heart will go on. Celine Dion would be proud. Oh, Jeremy also put this up. Another good exorcism movie, The Exorcism of God.
Interesting.
What the hell? I've never heard of this one either.
Let me take a look at
Catch up, Nick.
Yeah.
Exorcism of God. Oh, this is a recent film. This was back in 2020. Okay.
I
still have to see that.
I'll check that out.
Interesting title for a movie.
Celine Dion would be proud. Yeah, I recently did a video focusing on Titanic. It was an honest trailer for Titanic because the movie had just been re-released in theaters for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was a funny video to react to.
Oh, Tim introduced it to you. Oh, we got a new viewer here. Hello from Virginia. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you.
Hi, Lauren.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, we are, as you can see, we are covering Warm Bodies, and there's plenty to love about this film. I mean, I feel like it's slightly underrated. I think it's a great message. Yeah, and it's just like kind of like The Last of Us, only without the grimness and tyranny and crazy, insane conflicts going on. It just focuses on the love between a boy who's slowly turning from zombie to human again, with the human girl Julie, and also when the zombies slowly started turning human, it attracted the attention of the Bonies, and the Bonies did not like that very much. So so that was another problem that they had to deal with, aside from Julie proving to everybody that the zombies are returning to normal, returning human, and using R as proof. And I do love the scene where R went into the settlement, like snuck in there to see Julie and to tell her that the zombies are returned to human. Like, talking to her while she's on the balcony. That's a reference to Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
Yes. A rose by any other name.
I was just thinking of something else, of another reference. The fact that, like, when they show like the x-rays of like their hearts beating and their organs are starting to work, what they should have done, just as a joke reference, is they should have shown it later, and much like the Grinch, like his heart grew 3 times larger.
Animated version.
Oh, you're laughing too hard, man.
What's that?
You're laughing too hard, man. You're making yourself cough.
I'm used to it.
Oh, man. But, I should mention, and there's another famous name in this film. Julie's father is played by John Malkovich. And who basically just wants to take out every zombie. He's not willing to buy the fact that zombies are returning to human, and he poses a serious threat to R.
Oh,
also, Dave Franco was in it.
Yes, yeah. Dave Franco plays Perry, Julie's ex-boyfriend that who R had killed. Ate his brain kept on eating his brain to the point where he was discovering memories about him and Julie, but then he started getting disgusted with the idea of eating brains and then stopped. So another sign that he was regaining his humanity.
Be careful with the laughter, Nick. You don't want to mute yourself for 5 minutes again. That's the other thing too, was that night that we were on. There was just we were just having fun that night. So much fun that night. We were making all this really funny stuff. We were just talking all this crazy, and of course in the comments too. It was so damn funny. I had to mute myself like 2 or 3 times.
Oh man,
I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, where were you, Sarah?
You should have watched it.
1 second, I gotta go grab something.
Okay, so Sarah here says that would create a lot of guilt if they knew it could have turned back to human.
Oh yeah. When they're regaining humanity, they're reflecting on their behaviors that they committed when they were zombies, and start thinking, "My God, we were monsters. We don't want to do this anymore." Yeah, but and the one character who I did not was just like really not very bright to me in this in Julie's group when it first introduces them. They go into like a pharmacy where they're trying to like get all the medicine for the settlement, before the zombies all attacked, before the scene where R met Julie. There was this one guy who was just like sitting around there, not helping them gain supplies, and he was just on his PSP, the like game device, Nick, the PlayStation Portable. Yeah. And I will say this, I enjoy a good video game as much as anybody else every once in a while, but I'm pretty sure that would be the last thing on my mind when I'm in the middle of zombie territory. I'm pretty sure that would literally be the last thing I'm doing, letting my guard down. And of course, big surprise, he ends up getting killed for it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Big surprise.
Stupid.
Why people need to be off their portable devices in this day and age. You never know what could happen.
Stupid. And the guy is saying, oh, I can't. Then they're saying, hey, get up and help us. He's like, can't. I'm on level 5. Really? My response to that would be, I don't care if you're on max level on the latest Call of Duty game. Get up and help us get the supplies.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And it's only been 8 years, I think, since the outbreak, or
it's been a few years at least.
They said 8 years have passed.
I could be distracted with Mario on a Game Boy.
I got Mario Kart 8 on the Switch myself, so yeah, that one is fun. Oh man, but regardless, I'm pretty sure I would not bring a gaming device if I was going out to get supplies. I mean,
just leave it at home.
Yeah, leave it at home where you can play it in the safety of your home, not where you have walking corpses that want to kill you.
I'm wondering if he found it while they were scavenging, and then that's why he picked it up and started playing with it.
Might have been. That's a good point.
It's possible.
But yeah, that's one possibility. But it's so stupid. He was just like, "Oh, I'm on level 5. I can't help get supplies." Yeah, and then he got killed. So yeah, big surprise there.
That's on him.
Yeah, and it was in that scene where we're also introduced to Dave Franco, Perry. But it's like weird how she like copes with the loss of Perry. Like she later on when R reveals that he's the one who killed Perry, apologizes, but then she gets over it quickly when R comes into the settlement and finds her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I missed you."
I think I'm not sure if he tells her that he's been eating her. I was the one that killed him. He gives her the watch. So she's aware that if they eat the brain of the person they killed, they get the memories. So I'm wondering if she kind of gave him a little bit of leeway, thinking, well, you're the closest thing to my boyfriend because you ate his brain and you're the one that killed him. So I think in that part, it's like she turns away, but at the same time, she had feelings for him because of the fact that it's connected to her boyfriend.
Yeah,
right.
That could, yeah, I could agree with that. Let's see. Or needs something to do to wait out the zombies. Oh, playing a video game? Yeah. You better, all I gotta say is you better have that thing on mute because the video game sound effects, that'll attract them. Yeah. I don't see why that wouldn't. Oh, here.
No feelings of vengeance?
No. She didn't have any feelings for revenge after R killed Perry.
Well, not everyone wants vengeance.
Well, and also too, I think she also kind of realized that maybe he was not considered the, perfect boyfriend, if you will. He wasn't really that great as she was originally hoping.
Yeah, remember she went to hold his hand when they were watching the video of her dad saying, thank you for volunteering, that they need their help to do those things, to go look for things. And he lets go of her hand. Like he doesn't want to hold her hand. So I don't know if he's just trying to act tough in front of his friends and then,
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, that's a Batman. Hey, what's up, Joanne? Good to see you.
Hey, Joanne.
Hey, Joanne.
Yeah. They're bringing back Michael Keaton's Batman in the new Flash movie.
Oh, really?
Yep, he's reprising his role. That was last time he played him. That was way back. That was in 1992.
That's quite a good 30 years right there.
Oh yeah, I was only like a month or two old when Batman Returns came out that year. So
I did not exist at all. Unless you consider when I was in the womb. That's probably as far as I can go.
Okay.
You're a twinkle.
But seriously, Michael Keaton, he's got to be like in his 70s by now and reprising the role.
Yes, he is. I just looked him up.
Oh yeah. Now you guys are making me feel old.
It's not my fault that I didn't exist.
I existed, but I won't go there. We don't talk about that.
Okay.
What's up, Mort? Good to see you.
Hey, Mort. Hey, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Mort.
Oh man. And sometimes I wonder when I think about this, when I think about zombie apocalypses, I think it just makes me wonder, like, if this actually happened in real life, what would our government do? Like, how would the whole country deal with a crisis like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I would be, it's like, I don't know about you. I'd probably be moving out to an offshore oil rig until it all blows over.
An oil rig? Why an oil rig?
Because it has a lot of energy. It could. And like,
didn't you see 30 Days of Night, Part 2?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Just kidding. Yeah, they're on a ship on that one.
Oh yeah, just like Rec 4, that was on a ship. But
Jeremy, I was around too, but it doesn't help that they were only born a couple years ago.
Oh man.
Some conspiracy theorists.
Oh, yeah,
53 over here. Some conspiracy theorists believe that COVID was testing the possibility of that.
Oh yeah, like they're posting on the news lately that COVID originated about COVID's origins, but yeah, let's not get into that.
Yeah, well, all I'm just gonna say is they're now saying it's like a leak. So, but
yeah,
there's that's just one of many different theories. I mean,
Raccoon City.
Raccoon City. Oh, the T virus.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. That was the cause.
I seen that first movie. No kidding.
Resident Evil. They caused it. They actually made they saw Resident Evil and they're like, okay, we need to make one of those, a T virus, because I mean, sure, it caused an outbreak in the game, but that doesn't mean it can happen in real life.
Right.
Oh, here.
I love you, Nick, but it's not Formula One, Paranormal Outlaw, Street Racing. I'm out. Don't know, and now Netflix is the controlled TV.
Oh.
I hate the Resident Evil TV series on Netflix. I will say that. So yeah, just no to that.
Oh, Sarah here makes a good point. If you ever got stuck in an airport with over 24 hours a day, it's a lot like a zombie apocalypse. It kind of is when you have so many people around.
Oh, Captain Trips. You just went there, Jeremy. Yeah, for those who don't know, Captain Trips was a nickname for the virus that wiped out 99% of the world in the Stephen King novel The Stand. And my all-time favorite Stephen King story, by the way. Yeah, So, but yeah, COVID-19 is nowhere near that, thankfully.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to figure out the true origins of it. I mean, you can come up with 100 different ideas, and that's just the case.
Yeah, I mean, and if a zombie apocalypse was occurring in real life, like who'd be able to sleep with that going on? I wouldn't. Would you?
Maybe if I'm like, go on, Joe, go on.
I was gonna say you gotta sleep. I mean, you can only last so long without falling asleep.
Yep.
Yeah, fall asleep and waking up to a corpse ripping my insides out. No, thank you.
I'll go there. Let's see. Join, and you have someone else's luggage, and they are calling their name. So you give up their luggage. You give up their luggage.
Oh man.
And Sarah meant say 24-hour delay. That's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a bad delay, like a 6-hour delay once when I was at an airport coming home from college. Yeah, I was stuck in Nashville for a while, but yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from.
See, I've not even been on a plane for like over a decade. In fact, I probably have said this before in other shows. Last time I've even been on a plane was when I went down to Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky, back in 2010. Yeah. So last time I've been on a plane since then.
Yeah, for me it was October 8th, 2018. That was when I was flying to and from my cousin Allie's wedding. My cousin Allie Coburn, when she was living in LA at the time.
Yeah.
I told you she's an actress, Nick.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
Yeah.
I got delayed in Missouri once. I think it was hours too, like yours, possibly even 8 hours. So I was like, do I stay? I don't even know anybody. I was by myself. So it's like, I don't know anyone in Missouri. So it's just like, I guess I'll stay.
Yeah, people in Missouri are nice. Oh, what do you think of Salem's Lot? Oh, yeah, that's a great take on vampires. Stephen King, brilliant storyteller. Yes. And it's funny you bring that up because hang on one second.
Well, as you're looking it up, Don, just very quickly, and Joe, I think you know this too, that if we do an episode of Salem's Lot, Greg will join us for that one because he loves Salem's Lot.
Well, they're supposed to be coming out with a remake, right?
They are.
I heard they were going to make a remake. Yeah,
which is why I just bought this.
Yep, I figured. Oh, yeah. And Jeremy will be on too. We're going to have kind of quite a group that night. It's going to be because he loves Salem's Lot.
For sure. Yes. Hey, I'll let you guys know like when I put that on the schedule. So yeah, that'll be a great show to dive into.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy's like, he also wrote this. I had a 4-hour layover at O'Hare and the plane landed at 3 a.m. Talk about a place being completely dead for a few hours. I'm not surprised since we're only what? How far are you from there, Don?
From O'Hare? I don't want to say out loud because I just don't want to give away where I am online. So
well, no, not the address. Just say how
it's like 5 minutes to 2 hours away. No, just kidding.
Oh, I'll just say I'm only 20 minutes away from O'Hare.
I'll just leave that to mystery.
And that's the beginning of Don's book, Don's Mysteries.
Use your
fingers. See, there you go. Now you can just use your fingers for it.
Your fingers, yeah, sure.
See, my mother's friend took me and my siblings to see the day my dad was buried. I was 11, had really bad nightmares. Ever since then, cannot watch it. Oh, wow.
Can't watch what? I'm sorry, Salem's Lot?
Salem's Lot.
Oh, yeah.
My condolences for your loss. That couldn't have been easy.
Even if you're 5 minutes from O'Hare, there's still 5,000 homes between you and them. Yep. Yeah, she was referring to Salem's Lot.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there were some pretty unsettling cemetery scenes, so I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, it's still a great movie, though.
Oh, yeah. And like I just showed you on my phone, I just bought the book off of Amazon because the new remake is coming out, so wanted to look back at the story again.
When is that coming out exactly? I mean, I know this year, but exactly when?
Let me take another look at it. I didn't look at the release date. I just knew. Hang on, wait. Lots remake release date.
Yes, Jeremy. Definitely.
April 21st.
What? When?
April 21st, and I'm surprised they didn't release any trailers for it yet. I would love to react to the trailers for it on my channel.
Yeah. And yes, it definitely does have some very creepy scenes. I remember the first time I watched it, freaked the hell out of me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, freaky for a freaky vampire movie for the 1970s.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Even though it also came out on television, it wasn't even an actual movie. It was a TV miniseries.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, people. That's like one of the common misconceptions about it. Just like common misconception about 1990. It. You know, like
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
That
like,
too was a miniseries.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was a miniseries, but some people just call it a movie.
Read the book, but I don't remember much. But I remember that the remake was closer to the book than the original, but I still preferred the original.
Oh yeah. And how far heavy was the Shakespeare references in Warm Bodies? There were some pretty significant references. Like one of the most obvious was the names of the characters. R, the zombie, R short for Romeo, and Julie, Juliet. Mm-hmm. And also the fact there was a battle between each one of them belonged to a different race, like a different group, like just like in Romeo and Juliet. Like R belonged to a group of zombies. Julie belonged to the group of humans in the last remaining human settlement, and also they both fell in love, which created a huge conflict among those two groups.
Yep.
So, and they throw in references such as where R goes to see Julie, and Julie's at her balcony, just like how in Romeo and Juliet, Romeo goes to see Juliet when she's on her balcony. So there's a few, here and there.
Right. Jeremy's still saying even if it's a mini series, I still refer to it as a movie. He's referring to Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Joanne. Yes, I know. Barney. Yes. Oh, they're bringing the show back. Okay. I know a lot of people didn't really like it, especially when it came out back in the 90s, but I did because I grew up with that show. And the way how it is now, it is absolutely, it's horrible. Did you see it yet?
Mm-mm.
No, don't.
I don't want to.
See what you look. I don't know if you grew up with that show, but if you did, you remember him the way that we remember him growing up in the 90s. It's no longer a guy in a costume. They're making him CGI. And I saw it. I was like, oh my God, the horror out of this thing. What have they done?
That's exactly what I was thinking when I watched that terrible show, Velma.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm just saying now.
Yeah.
For anyone who grew up with Barney in the early and throughout the 90s, don't ever look up this reboot. Take my advice.
And
Nick,
don't
want to see it.
Hey Nick, I just did a reaction video right before this podcast where I covered the honest trailer for Velma, and they pretty much pointed out everything that I found wrong about that series.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's seriously, and they're renewing it for a second season. It's like, come on, guys.
Wait a minute, it's coming back as a cartoon. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Are you serious?
Oh, come on. Stop destroying these 90s childhood shows.
Yeah, they
make it sound like West Side Story.
Well, West Side Story does have some little bit of Romeo and Juliet elements as well. Mm-hmm. So
Salem's Lot, Rose Red, It, the Tommyknockers, all movies, extra long movies.
Yeah, Tommyknockers I wasn't crazy about.
Yeah, Jeremy, don't look it up. Please. You'll never look at Barney. You're never gonna look at Barney the same way again if you do. And yes, Canada. We know. I know you're in Canada.
Nice. Yeah, I never been to Canada, but I hear it's nice up there.
I've been close to the border of it because when I went to the twice, in fact, one was several years ago when we were visiting my brother's godfather up in Buffalo, New York, and we went to Niagara Falls, and right on the other side was Canada. But also furthermore, just recently, this was last year, was when I went to the Michigan Paracon, the Upper Peninsula. I was just like probably about 20 minutes, half hour away from the U.S.-Canadian border.
Oh man, yeah,
that's more of a. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this comment here.
Yeah, that's. She was asking Joanne that Nick will climb out of the. It was like Sonic over the ring. If you watch it.
Oh man.
Well, Jeremy, I can understand why. I mean, it was obviously a show for like much younger kids. I mean, I had a good reason for it. That was just a lot of us kids back in the 90s. It was one of those shows that we used to watch back in the day.
I watched it a lot because I babysat.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Grew up in Ottawa. Okay.
Oh, Ottawa. Nice.
Oh, Lauren's family comes, most of it, her family comes from Canada.
Oh.
Check that out.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like closest I've been to Canada was Wisconsin. You know, I love that Wisconsin. It's a great state. Yeah, my family has a house up there and go there every year. Go there a few times a year. It's always fun on that lake.
Oh my God, Blood and Honey got a greenlit for the sequel.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God.
You cannot be serious. You are not serious right now.
I don't see an LOL to it, so I think she's being serious. Even Jerry's like,
no, I think she's serious. I didn't hear about that.
Canada is quite large, but I can see some names out. Stuff are okay. And no, I know what Jeremy's referencing here. Oh, Charlie. He's referring to Charlie Brown. He wants to make some horror parody of him. Like, no, you cannot horror style Peanuts.
What? Why is everybody making horror parodies now? They've already made horror parodies of the Banana Splits, the Grinch, Winnie the Pooh, and now they want to tackle the Peanuts. Oh my God.
And you know what? Lauren says her son used to watch Bart. Guess what, Lauren? I was born that same year, 93. So I watched exactly pretty much around the same time he was born, too.
I loved Barney.
And I love that. Go on, Don. Go on.
I was about to say every kid back in like 90s watched Barney. I mean, I personally like that was back until I was like 5 years old. That's when I like stopped. Then I started watching Pokemon.
There was just, I know we're getting off topic, but I'm just going to say this just because of nostalgic reasons. And it's not just Barney. There were so many good shows to watch that actually had a meaning of like the purposes of life for kids in those days. It was just, what the hell happened to us? I mean, seriously, because I remember growing up, even though as young as I was, I thought the lifestyle we had back then was never going to end. Unfortunately, that was the case after 2010, as I would put it.
Yeah. Ash Ketchum should be 30 years older by now. Yes. Yeah. Ash, nobody ages in that show. Nobody.
Yeah. Just like The Simpsons.
He's been a 10-year-old kid from the beginning till now. And I heard that there were plans to actually like have him grow up and have a family of his own, like in a new season. But I think they scrapped that. They're gonna focus on new characters now. It's like part of me is just like, oh man, they were gonna stop focusing on Ash after all this time.
Jeremy, come on now. The perfect candidate for being a serial killer.
Don't do it.
Oh, geez, Lauren.
His room is all
Barney. Jeez.
Oh, the horror.
Wabbit guy doesn't have a gun. Are you talking about Elmer Fudd or something, Joanne?
Oh, are they gonna make Elmer Fudd a killer too? Oh, Jesus.
Elmer Fudd.
Are they gonna go after Looney Tunes now?
Oh, I hope not. Please don't.
Oh, Josh, I'm assuming
Barney.
Like referring to Barney. Fraggle. What is with all the? Okay, I gotta ask. How the hell do we get into this conversation?
I love Fraggle Rock.
All these nostalgic shows. Oh my God! I never watched that. That came out before my time. I know. Family Guy, American Dad.
Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Okay, back to Warm Bodies.
Yes, please.
Oh my God.
So,
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Zombie Romeo and Juliet. Oh man, so it's like one of the things that I was amazed with as far as like they did a really good job like portraying him like as he like over time becomes more and more human. Because when you think about how he was in the first place, his eyes were like a glowing kind of a blue color and his skin completely pale, but that starts to clear up like slowly over time. And I just love how like in up until the end where he didn't have the glowing eyes anymore, and he just became completely human at the end of the film, right when humans and the undead who are slowly becoming human, they basically ally themselves with each other, take out the bonies, and tear down the wall that they've been using to stay safe. So they're basically putting an end to the entire apocalypse.
Tear down this wall.
Exactly. Just like the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall. This is the apocalyptic Berlin Wall.
Yeah. Except this isn't in Germany.
Yeah, I know. Well, we could call it something else.
Okay.
No, that's the apocalyptic wall.
The apocalyptic
It reminds me of the wall. That wall they had on Z, World War Z.
Oh,
but that one ended badly.
Oh,
with the wall.
Yeah. The wall in Jerusalem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, the wall of Jerusalem.
Yeah. I remember that movie. It's it's like been 10 years since that movie came out.
Yeah.
Has it?
But is it right? Look at the year.
It came out.
Look,
it was 2014.
It's been almost 10 years. It's getting there.
Okay.
See, Sarah here.
Oh, no. It is 10 years. 2013.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Oh, my God.
No way.
Sarah says it didn't follow in tragedy like Shakespeare does. Yeah, that's true.
That's very true. Yeah, this one ends on a much brighter note than you would expect from in a Shakespeare novel. It doesn't end in tragedy like in The Return of the Living Dead 3. No, here it's like on a happy note. Yeah.
Happy.
Yes. And
anti-racism movie. Kind of is in a way, yeah.
Somewhat, yeah. I can kind of see that.
More of prejudice than racism, because you're talking about a group hating another group, which is a prejudice type. It's not, wouldn't call it racism, and more prejudice than anything.
Humans hating zombies but then the zombies start gaining humanity back and trying to convince humans that, hey, we're okay now. You don't have to kill us.
Well, I like how they defined the differences between like the zombies that are still more human with flesh and still sort of just kind of walking slowly, and then the others that are skeletons or bonies.
Yeah, that's right. And now that I think about it, the only one other example I know of where a zombie was slowly becoming, gaining gaining humanity, having some intelligence was, you remember Day of the Dead, right? And Nick, you probably know where I'm going with this, right? The zombie called Bub. Yeah, he started becoming intelligent. So, yeah, who knows? Like, if a zombie apocalypse did happen in real life, would there be a possibility that they could regain humanity?
Yeah, they can form an army and have a general, and then that'll be basically Game of Thrones.
The White Walkers.
The White Walkers with the general of the army.
I've often wondered, since you brought it up, Don, I actually did try looking up if there was anything about this online, but I thought if there was any type of reviews, like from the master of the zombie genre, George A. Romero himself, if he gave his thoughts or opinions on this movie. Surprisingly, there was nothing I could find that had him say anything about that movie. So that was, this was a couple years before he passed. So I'm really surprised he didn't say anything about it.
Did he see it?
I don't know. That's why I couldn't find any articles or anything about, like, if he gave his thoughts and opinions on whether he saw it or not. I'm not sure, but there's nothing that I was able to find about what he thought of it.
Yeah, and George Romero, he truly was brilliant.
Hard to believe it was already. It's been 6 years since he passed.
Yeah, he was a great man. Yeah.
One other nod to Warm Bodies. I got to point this out just because I'm thinking about it right now. The fact that this movie also, pays homage to a lot of other zombie movies. It should also be noted too that they even pay homage to The Walking Dead, which, of course, was still huge at that time.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene in the film where they show one of the opening shots, well, not opening shots, but one of the wide shots of different zombies, going around. And if you watch carefully, there is a zombie. It's of a guy who literally looks like Rick from The Walking Dead. I don't think it's the same actor. I think they just found. No, I don't think it is. I think they just happened to find someone just to look like him in order to pay homage to the series. And I thought that was pretty cool.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like probably the closest you probably would ever see if Rick had been zombified.
Oh yeah.
Was it a sheriff with a cowboy hat on a horse?
Yep.
Yeah, the lead guy in the. Did you ever watch Walking
No,
Dead?
The scene that you're talking about in this movie.
He didn't wear a hat at all. He was just walking around. I think he was
okay.
some type of.
I know who you're talking about then.
Yeah, he's wearing like some type of coat or something like that, and he's just moseying around with the other zombies.
Yeah.
There should be a movie called Zombies on the Throne.
And one zombie movie that I haven't seen from that decade, and when Warm Bodies came out, it's Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Like,
you haven't seen that one?
Yeah,
I was thinking, is this some kind of a parody? Is this like, I'm like, what is this?
It's funny.
Maybe I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, I like it.
Just a sec. I'll be right back.
You have to be into Jane Austen kind of comedy.
Right. Black and White Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, that's the first zombie movie that we covered on this podcast. You know, I mean, I had to cover that. I got a total weakness for the classics. Yeah. And that movie, wow, 1968. That was like, back then, that was the one movie everybody had to see at the drive-in. But George, as successful as that film was, George Romero made a crucial error. He didn't have the film copywritten, so he couldn't make money off of it. It was, so distribution rights were basically up for grabs. You know, anybody can just distribute it. Yeah, it was just a rookie mistake on his part, but he corrected that with all of his future films afterwards. Yeah, that's the OG. Yes, it is. It was.
Yep.
Yeah, I still love that movie. It's my second favorite zombie movie, second only to its sequel, Dawn of the Dead, which we also got to cover on this podcast.
Yeah,
which was released in 1978, 10 years later. Me too. The cheaper, the better. I'm sorry, Josh. I don't understand what you mean by that. But what's your favorite zombie movie, Jill?
Probably one of the originals. Also, I mean, I like all of them. Like, I think comedies are my favorite overall, just because I love comedy mixed with the zombies. So I kind of like Shaun of the Dead, Evil Dead, things like that, you know, like things that have a little bit of comedy to it.
Yeah.
But a lot of gore.
I hear you. Oh, here. Sarah's saying, did Nick get eaten? Yep, he did. A bunch of bonies came into his house.
But I think I like Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil, I mean, the first film I thought was pretty good, but as the series went on, it just felt like more like Paul W.S. Anderson was just making Resident Evil fan fiction than actually basing it on the games. Yeah, he was just throwing in characters and then taking them out. You know, like they threw in Chris Redfield in Resident Evil Afterlife, then he was gone after that. They don't explain what happened. So, that I just don't get some of the aspects of it. But like I said, the Netflix series was bad. I didn't like it.
Which series?
There was Netflix created a series, Resident Evil, which like takes place in like the future and was pretty much distant from the story of the game.
I don't think I caught that one.
Resident Evil, like it's film adaptations.
Oh yeah.
I've seen all the movies.
Seen any of the Resident Evil movies? I mean, I'm starting to get into the games, but I haven't watched any of the movies yet.
Oh yeah, it focuses on the character Alice, played by Mila Jovovich, who Paul W.S. Anderson and eventually marries. Yeah, they're married now, and like basically focuses on the character Alice. Yeah, meeting with characters that are made from the game Resident Evil. You know, like Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, Wesker. Yeah, like Sarah was asking if you got eaten. I told her, yep, the bonies invaded his house.
No. I just ran off. They haven't caught me yet. I think they also realized I didn't taste as good.
They're circling around outside. They're trying to find a way in.
Well, a word of advice for any of the bonies out there is if they were able to catch me, only way I may ever taste good is putting some of that Gorilla Glue on it.
Oh my God. You just have to throw in that inside joke.
You know what? I actually forgot to mention too earlier when you guys brought up about how awesome Ohio is. Well, don't forget too. See, Ohio is also the founding state of Gorilla Glue. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to see Ghosts and Goblins turned into a movie. Oh my God. That game, I will say, Ghosts and Goblins can be fun, but it's super hard.
No, Jill. I don't eat glue. I'm just saying if the zombies want to catch me, they would have to put some Gorilla Glue on it.
Yeah.
So what is Nick's favorite zombie movie?
Oh, you got me there. What is my favorite? I'm kind of in a comment. I'm kind of in a well, I guess you got it, as I would probably call it, a favorite zombie movie triangle. I got 3 of them that I really like. It obviously one of them's Night of the Living Dead. Second one's Zombie.
Oh.
And The Return of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. That's my 5th favorite, The Return of the Living Dead. I actually no, I take that back. It's my 3rd favorite.
Okay. What's your first then?
Dawn of the Dead, the original.
Dawn of the Dead. I should have taken that one too.
I like Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine. An interest square. Now I'm gonna turn that into
it's a square now.
Now I'm gonna add that
All-time
movie.
Favorite.
Yeah.
All-time favorite right there.
Oh my God, Josh, you sniff. Oh, okay. He's kidding. He's like, I
don't eat.
I don't eat. I don't think you're ever supposed to do that. I think that kills you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put it on your hand and peel it off as it dries, so it's skin.
Well, yeah, it tears your skin off.
Well, here's that.
Oh, here.
Elmer's glue.
Yeah. Anyway, so Josh was asking, not big on video games becoming movies. Thoughts? Well, granted, there was a long history where that didn't work out, starting with Super Mario Brothers and Mortal Kombat to some degree, but with Mortal Kombat Annihilation, definitely. Ugh. And I will say, the filmmaker Uwe Boll didn't help the situation at all either, with the terrible, god-awful adaptations he was spewing out, such as Blood Rain, House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark. Terrible.
And don't forget Doom.
Doom. Oh, yeah. That's Doom. What I was thinking.
Oh, no, he didn't make Doom, but yeah.
No. That's just another movie adaptation.
Games, movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, Doom. Even Doom didn't really make much sense to me. The explanation as to why these demons, like why they are here, it was a mess.
I'm just gonna make a quick reference for what Josh, of course, said. Josh, you know what you should do is you should do that, as I always say. Then if it's Gorilla Glue, sue the hell out of it, because guess what? It didn't say on the disclaimer you couldn't sniff it.
Yeah, you just brought up that SNL parrot sketch, didn't you?
No. It has nothing to do with the SNL skit. That's just the reality.
Okay, but
they are remaking Mario. The actor is not even
Pedro
Italian.
Pascal. No, just kidding. Pedro.
You know what I'm talking about, though. You watch the SNL skit of.
But
I showed Don that the other night.
Yeah, it was funny.
But
the most successful thing as far as video game adapted to film, The Last of Us. Now that's where they finally got it right.
Finally.
Exactly. Let's see, the latest Lara Croft movie from, what was it, 2018? Yeah, that I actually did like. So they got the new Sonic was all right, So they were showing signs of improvement in recent years. So, but for the most part, I was thinking, you know what? If I want to experience video game stories, then I'll just play the games. If I want to experience Doom, I'll experience Doom on this.
That's why I play a lot of them on Steam.
Yeah, but as far as Warm Bodies goes, it balances. It doesn't really focus too much on horror as it does on comedy and romance. I mean, it had some pretty funny dialogue. I mean, especially with some situations when R was when came to Julie's house and Julie introduced him to her friend and decided, okay, we got to bring R to her dad to let them all know that the zombies are turning human, and so they had to disguise R, use makeup to make him look more human, get rid of the pale skin.
Yeah.
And he was like, He's like, oh no. And he's like, and they're like, oh yeah. Like, and then they went through this montage of like them putting like the makeup on his face. And I gotta say that result of that, he actually looked like a 1980s Tom Cruise. He actually did. Here, let me pull that picture up here. You know, if you
did.
And while you're looking that up, Jeremy just came up with an idea. You should do a FearFans on Super Mario Brothers. That was one scary movie.
It was a scary acid trip. That's what that was.
Yeah.
The characters look nothing like in the game.
Remake, what?
The characters look absolutely nothing like in the game. And also, the actors who played Mario and Luigi were completely different nationalities. Like, they weren't Italian. Neither of them were Italian.
Yeah.
It was played by a British actor and a Hispanic actor. Neither of them were Italian. It's like
who am I thinking of? What's his name? Bob Hoskins. What is it? Wasn't he British?
Yes,
yeah, he was.
He was British. Yeah, but I was impressed by the accent because he was basically using the same accent as he did when he was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yep.
Why can't I find it? Hang on.
Children of the Corn. Lauren, I should probably tell you this right now while Don's still searching, but there's a kind of gag that's been going on now for over a year, or no, almost 2 years now, actually, where there was on a different show. We did a whole show on corn at one point. It's all the things you could do with it. And I'm not talking about just eating it. And I ended up someone started calling me this name called Nick of the Corn. So it's been stuck with me ever since. So you better get used to it.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Hang on, let me go to overlay. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, banners, brand. Oh, here it goes. Add overlay. Let's see if I can pull it up.
I'm frightened. I love the comments. The responses are just awesome. It's for people to enjoy the stories that they suck at gaming. The famous voice of Mario in the games is by a French guy, not Italian.
Yeah. Here, it's not letting me pull it up. Okay, here, I'm just gonna do
the overlays, like I said.
Yeah, it's not doing it. Here.
You got to save. I was gonna say you got to save the picture first.
I did, and it's not doing it. So, like I said,
let me see if I could, because since I got control over on this too, let me see if I could.
Okay, here.
Okay.
See, does he look like an 80s Tom Cruise kind of in this?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah. Like this is the picture I was looking for, but the picture that they showed him, like when they applied like the makeup, the end result, he seriously looked like 80s Tom Cruise. Okay.
Sarah doesn't see it. I think she means that she doesn't see that. I think she means she doesn't see the Tom Cruise in her. Yeah.
Think risky business, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that Tom Cruise, not the modern Tom Cruise. No. I'm talking about in his youth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Laura. He was responding to about my story about the corn.
Yeah. There. Super Mario games are my favorite, as I told Jeremy earlier. Here. He looks like a girl. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's all the makeup.
Oh, yeah. Not really. Yeah, because, again, that's not what the picture I was looking for. Like if you saw, like, the movie, like, the end results, because this was, like, this showed him like a little later on in like the scenes, but he just looked slightly different from when they finished that makeup. But yeah, he actually kind of looked like Risky Business Tom Cruise when they in that one scene.
Mm-hmm. Even the hair, like the straight, kind of long, wispy hair.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, but yeah, I gotta say though, the effects that they did on the bonies actually was efficient because
I liked it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jeremy started streaming again today. See, if you remember, you know what? Actually, I should just probably say right now because Jeremy and I we've been talking about as well as a few others, but we're still hoping at some point to try to get a game streaming. Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong. We're still trying to get a game streaming show eventually onto this network, hopefully sometime in the future. So, Donald and I were playing that game 7 Days to Die a couple weeks ago. So we're kind of slowly but surely trying to develop some kind of new show for game streaming.
Nice. I was hoping like at some point down the road to cover horror games on the podcast. Like I would love to cover Resident Evil games. I would like to cover Doom. Of
course, Last of Us and Outlast. Bendy, which you still need to play, damn it. I've been telling you for the last 2-3 years.
Also, Slender Man.
Yeah.
Not the terrible movie. No. I'm talking about the game and the lore. Yes.
Well, I got both games actually. I got both the 8 pages and the what's the other one?
The New Arrival.
The New Arrival, yeah. Good night, Lauren. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Hopefully you'll come back not only to check out this show, but also many of the other shows we have here on the network. And Jeremy's right. A game streaming show on the network would be great. Hopefully we're working on it. Josh, we're also on Twitch.
Oh yeah. Oh, I should bring this up. Recently I just completed my own gaming series. I just completed the remake of Dead Space. And man, that was a gruesome ride. Like it's like it's 11 videos where I just played the game from beginning to end. And Dead Space, Nick, if you haven't played it, it is terrifying as hell. Like you have to like shoot the limbs off of these creatures called the necromorphs in order to kill them. You can't just shoot them in the head like typical zombies.
What is it called?
Dead Space.
I'm checking right now to see if it's on Steam.
I believe it is. I think so. But like I said, I did a gaming series on it. I'll put the link in the description. Hang on. Let me go to
where the hell is my Steam? I got so many. Man. Oh wait. Oh wait, here we go. Okay, well, it's called Dead Space, you said?
Yes. It's the remake of it.
Okay.
Originally, the original one came out in 2008, but they just recently released the remake. Hang on.
Oh, wait, is it when did the remake come out?
Last month.
Yeah, I found it, and they do have it here.
Okay, great.
Only problem is it is expensive as hell. It is.
I know.
It's $60. It's almost as much as it costs for The Last of Us.
Yeah, new games are not cheap.
And the Dead Space Deluxe is not better than that either. That's about $70. So that's telling me right now, if I'm going to be making a purchase on those games, especially if there's like a holiday sale, I'm only going to be able to choose one at a time because I got a feeling most likely it's only going to go down to half of that. So I'm going to have to decide whether Dead Space or The Last of Us.
Yeah. Last of Us, I think, is a little bit better. I think you're better off getting Last of Us.
I've kind of been setting my sights on Last of Us. That's the one I really want. So I'll purchase that one. And then after that, I'll purchase Dead Space.
I got you. Here, I just posted the link to my series on Dead Space. So
don't get off on what
gaming has always been expensive. Yes, that's true.
Well, it's not the gaming, it's buying the games that's expensive.
Well, that's what he means.
I don't get off on watching people playing video games, but a lot of people do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sarah's got a question here. What's the plan for March Leprechaun movies?
Yes, that's going to be in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Leprechaun we're doing in 2 weeks. Next week we're covering, I believe, New Nightmare. Get that. Finally wrap up the original Freddy Krueger series. So we can get that done, and then we'll move on to Leprechaun just in time for St. Patrick's Day. Yep. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay, so let's see here. If you guys want to do extra Fear Fans, I'm freeing up Fridays for a couple months. Oh, because that's when he's going to be taking the hiatus from 13th Dimension.
We might be able to do that for Leprechaun movies or something.
I'll try. Here, Don, here's something you should know about.
Oh, let's see. Hey, if you guys want to do extra Fear Friends, I'm freeing up Fridays for a couple months. Oh,
because Jeremy's going to be having his surgery next week.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Jeremy, I want to read earlier. I was going to say you didn't read earlier in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was busy today. I didn't look at the chat too much. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Yeah, he's got a he doesn't have 13th Dimension either this Friday, but he's going to be on Emily's. In fact, actually, Don, I should tell you, he's going to be on Emily's show this Friday.
I see. Okay. Well, hey, Jeremy, wish the best of luck to you on the surgery, and I know you've had a rough road to recovery, but yeah, really hoping this goes well for you. Thought I was finished with Freddy. Nope, there's one more film called New Nightmare. It's released in the 90s. Definitely an improvement over Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. And that's the thing. They said final, they lied.
Yep. Yeah, there's enough Leprechaun movies to do 2 shows a week for a month. Yep, 2 surgeries this month.
Oh, I see.
And Sarah, to answer your question, there are 7 of them, right?
Yes.
Not counting the
Origin?
one you know. No, that doesn't count. That does not count at all.
I know.
No, it's 7, not 8. There's 7 of them.
No. Leprechaun Origins does not exist to us.
It's dead to us.
Yeah. Leprechaun Origins. What are you talking about? What's Leprechaun Origins?
It's its own film.
What is Leprechaun Origins? That's not part of the series.
Is that even a real thing?
Hated it.
No, it is not in canon.
No.
Jill definitely knows her horror stuff. You got a good compliment there, Jill.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, Leprechaun, especially with Warwick Davis, seriously, Warwick Davis, he's a gem, man. He is absolutely amazing in everything that he's done. He's been in, Wicked and Return of the Jedi. He's played Professor Flitwick in the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah. Guys, I just opened up a new page, and the first thing that showed, it's one of those news pages. And the first thing that popped up was Winnie the Pooh and cuddly toys turn into monsters.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
Is there a Leprechaun versus?
People fans have been wanting like a Leprechaun versus Chucky. I don't know how something like that. I don't know how something like that could be pulled off.
They also wanted to make a Leprechaun versus Candyman, but Tony Todd, he refused to be part of it because that character is someone he very well respects. He doesn't want to have the seriousness of his character taken away.
Oh, here. Always follow Things Network. Fan of Jeremy and you. Oh, and Jill is so cute. Lol, and Don, the movie genius. Oh,
thanks, Mort.
Thank you, Mort.
Thanks. Thank you. I think Jeremy and you, I think he's referring to me. Yeah, thank you. Yep. I saw the information earlier, Sarah. Confirmation.
Oh, man.
That's awesome, Mort. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Mort. Yeah, so I know we have more time on this because what was his name? Greg? Yeah, he's not doing a show tonight, but I still don't want to go like more than 2 hours because I got to get up early tomorrow. So just but I'm willing to go past.
I also got to take, and like I said too, I got to take all the stuff down, take all the red down for the green.
Yep.
I was gonna point out real quick. It's just I forgot to say it earlier. I know that he falls for the girl in the beginning, but I feel like didn't he fall in love with her at first sight before he ate the brains?
Yes, it was.
I just wanted to
it was a
point that
process.
out.
Yeah, it was a process for Julie to get used to R because first seeing him, and she was just like, thinking he's just like any other zombie, but then he showed that he cared for her. Even like put zombie blood to disguise on her face to disguise her scent from the other zombies, keep her safe. And he was just starting to show signs of humanity that just started building up more, and to the point where she asked a couple times, "What are you?"
Yeah, she's like, "What are you?" Yeah.
Guys, I got to bring this up very quickly because like this talk that we just had about with Leprechaun. You guys want to know a update about the future of the franchise quickly?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Okay,
What?
so there's 2. One was last year. The other one was just this month. April of last year, Bloody Disgusting reported that Lionsgate was actively seeking out pitches for the next Leprechaun movie. Nearly a year later, in February, the original film's director, Mark Jones, told Den of Geek that he had discussed the idea of a new film with Davis and expressed interest in seeing the franchise adopted for television. And get this, this is a new take. He said, Warwick and I have talked on and off about it. He likes the idea of a leprechaun in the Wild West. I think they should do a TV series where the leprechaun travels the country looking for his gold.
I want to be gold.
In the Wild West. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. I mean, they sent him to space, so now they got to send him somewhere else.
And they sent him in the hood. So
and the hood.
That sounds like,
and Vegas.
That sounds like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Back to the Future, Wild West.
Back to the Future 3, yeah.
You know, it's not a bad idea. I would rather, that would be a better sequel. Leprechaun meets John Wayne.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's right. The Leprechaun stole the DeLorean and he went back to the Wild West. Yeah, but and I gotta say the actress who played Julie in this, yeah, and I gotta say, Nick, the actress who played Julie in this, Teresa Palmer, she was amazing when playing Julie. Like just in the situations where she had to feel fear, and in the situations where she had to like feel, oh, like R is amazing. You know, she played that out really amazingly, and it's great how all these characters, like these actors and actresses, were able to do American accents very well, because as we know, Nicholas Hoult is British, and I believe Teresa Palmer is Australian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it impresses me seeing like people from all over the world able to do, to master an American accent so well, because some accents can be tough to pull off.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And when you think about it going the other way, like not just us Americans like trying to do accents, but also people from all around the world doing an American accent. It's like makes me wonder how challenging it is for just about anybody out there.
It's got to be tough.
Yeah,
you do pretty good impressions, but I can't do that.
Yeah,
I try to do impressions. I also like do accents, some of which I will not. Some accents I refuse to do online because I don't want to attempt them and end up offending people. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, because
I pretty much know what those ones are too.
Yeah, when it comes to racially insensitive accents, I'll leave that to Trey Parker.
Yeah, he's the only one who can get away with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jeremy said he didn't realize Warm Bodies was a book.
Oh yeah, this was adapted from a 2010 book. I believe it was written by what was the name? Isaac Marion. Yeah, I believe that's his name. Yeah, he wrote a romance a novel focusing on a zombie guy falling in love with a human woman, and so there's a lot of similarities from the book onto the film, from what I've heard. So I'm willing to give the book a chance. As soon as I come across a copy, maybe I'll buy it off Amazon.
I was going to say, I'm sure it's probably on Amazon.
Yeah, I was. Speaking of Amazon, like I said, I'm still expecting Salem's Lot to come in tomorrow. So
yeah,
can't wait to revisit that.
I'm actually expecting a book myself a few days from now, although it's not based on any movies. It's actually you can say a birthday gift that someone was nice enough to get me. Which is actually centering around haunted graveyards and cemeteries throughout southern Wisconsin, which in fact actually Ava and I are going to be going out to investigate some of these locations real soon, so really looking forward to investigating with her.
Yes. Oh, and I wanted to mention Nicholas Hoult. I've seen him in like other movies aside from this, and also Mad Max Fury Road. He was also Beast in some of the newer X-Men movies. So he's done a great job with that. The most recent film I've seen him in was a noir Western film, because this talk about Western films got me thinking about this one. It was a noir Western thriller, like a modern sort of Western, where it's called Those Who Wish Me Dead. It stars Angelina Jolie, and Nicholas Hoult plays a villain role in that. He plays a hitman who's out to kill a kid who's like a witness.
Okay.
Yeah, which also based on a novel, and it was also released on HBO Max well over a year ago, I believe. Yeah, so it's a decent film.
Yeah.
Well, Warm Bodies, The New Hunger. Is that? Wait a minute.
I think that's like I think that's a prequel. Yeah, there was a novel. I'm not sure if he released it yet, but he was doing he was making some progress with it.
Novel. Oh, it's a novella.
Novella. Okay.
Novella. I always kept referring to it as novella.
Novella. Like it's novella. Like it's like you're mixing novel with vanilla, Nick. That's not how it is.
Yeah, but novella. That sounds something like with Nutella.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Nutella, but it's novella.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, but yeah, like I said, that's thriller. That thriller. Well, Those Who Wish Me Dead. It's not really not that bad. You know,
I liked it.
Yeah, and it's nice to see like another good Angelina Jolie performance.
Yeah.
Badass in it.
Oh yeah. Also, it had one of the actors from The Walking Dead in that. Who was that guy? He played Shane in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh my god, I can see his face right now. I can't even remember the guy.
He was also the Punisher. Damn, why can't I think of his name?
I think it's her ex. It's her ex in the movie.
Yeah,
but they still work together.
Yeah, that's right.
Novella is pronounced novella. Come on. Oh my god.
John Berthnall.
Chocolate.
John Berthnall.
The hell is she talking about?
Because I do have chocolate. How did you know?
Okay, now I'm confused.
Okay, see, that's what I was just. All right, now let's see what Josh is. Much love. Needs to get my rust with my sky. How do you say that?
What?
Sky. Tika. I'm not sure how you pronounce that word.
Yeah. Huh. I'm not sure.
Send me a reminder next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminder for. Hey, are you talking? Hey, just really quickly. Are you saying about a reminder next week, or like on this show, or a different show?
Siesta.
Siesta. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And yes, yeah, she's always eating chocolate.
Yep, always eating chocolate. She's gonna female. Yep, says she's gonna be the female Willy Wonka. Now you think about it, Willy Wonka is kind of a horror film. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
because there's a dark rumor that the children were made into candies in that film.
Well, it punishes them too.
Because the thing is, remember how the boat scene? There was no spare seat on that boat for if Augustus Gloop and his mom were still part of the group. Like, how would he know how to have the exact same amount of seats for the remaining people unless he knew something was going to happen?
What about Violet? Violet gets rolled away as a big blueberry.
Yeah.
See,
and also at the end of the story, at the end of the novel, it shows all the children leaving the factory, like completely messed up and stuff. They never show that in the film. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, maybe he really did have them all killed.
Well, because you have to remember too, a movie like that, yeah, it's supposed to be like this chocolate factory. It's like every child's dream for it. But if you think about it, it's also a punishment for the kids, because most of the kids that are involved, with the exception of the main characters, the others are all troublemaking. So it's really a punishment for all these kids that are nothing but spoiled brats, if you will. Or just either they're spoiled brats or they're really selfish.
Yeah, that's the lesson that Roald Dahl was trying to teach in the novel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Novella Nutella. Probably. When the show comes on, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here. Billy's saying, so does R become human at the end? Yes, he does.
Yes.
He shows like the transformation from the way he started off to the end was absolutely plausible. Like I love the way they portrayed that, because like in the end, after he was shot by Julie's father, but then she demonstrates, she says, wait, he's bleeding. Corpses don't bleed. He's human. He's alive. And that's when he finally started believing and saying, okay, the situation has changed. Like everyone else around him started to believe that as well, because the corpses were teaming up with humans to take down the bonies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
They said, so which ones do we shoot? This asshole.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I love that bit. I love that part.
That's an awesome scene.
Oh yeah. And so humans and zombies, living in harmony. Yeah, I bet nobody expected to see that.
Well, and those zombies eventually became human to the point there were no zombies at all.
Exactly.
Although some of them, like Marcus, for example, said he still had zombie hands.
Oh, yeah.
The hands.
Director also directed Long Shot.
Oh. Okay.
It's the Sharks and the Jets.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
West Side.
oh man, Sharks and Jets. Oh man.
That's a new movie. That could be another one that
don't encourage them. Don't encourage. Actually, we need to make sure that Asylum Productions doesn't watch the show because we don't want to give them ideas.
Well, why would they be watching our show?
Yeah,
we're giving them ideas.
Yeah, hey.
Well, I was going to say either the Asylum or Sci-Fi.
Yeah, well, either one. But hey, you never know. I mean, they could be I imagine they got some people who are constantly going through the internet trying to get ideas, no matter what.
Yeah, but still, I just wonder, why would they be watching your show?
Again,
they would be.
Once again, you never know.
Zombie High was another movie where humans and zombies have to live in harmony.
Yeah.
Well, if you kind of think about it, this is another movie, but it wasn't just zombies though. And well, I don't know too much about it because, well, no offense, Joe, this is more of a girls thing, but Monster High.
Monster High.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have like all those different types of versions of the universal monsters living together.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like a vampire, werewolf, zombie, whatever.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I of course I could never get into that because although I will say though they definitely did have some great songs that they made that I do have on my Halloween music list, which of course I did get from Spirit Halloween because it would play over there.
Yeah. They would steal Jeremy's murder. That's first. Oh my god.
Don't encourage. Wait a minute. Don't encourage them, but you can always encourage me. Zombie High was a musical on Disney, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Disney.
Yeah, Disney has been adapting it's been doing all sorts of horror projects, like kid-friendly stuff.
It's funny to think because again, like I just brought up, because I remember they did this last year in October. What didn't they make like a live action musical adaptation of Monster High? And that was like Nickelodeon's answer to that.
Yeah. Well, hey, if a high school could make a musical out of the movie Alien, I'd assume anything's possible. No, really, they actually did that.
Really?
I'm serious.
Oh my god!
I saw that on Bob's Burger.
Yeah.
It
was on the news though. Like, and also Ridley Scott himself reached out to them and said they did an amazing job. So, I mean, hey, if a high school could pull that off, anything's possible for Disney. Adapting all sorts of horror stuff to make it kid friendly.
And then Nickelodeon basically responds making their own version of, well, not their own version, but taking something else before Disney gets its hands on it.
Oh yeah, there's always been a constant war from the very beginning with Nickelodeon and Disney trying to build up the best shows ever to have the higher child audience.
And years earlier too, when it used to be awesome Cartoon Network, of course.
Oh yeah, between them, another competitor.
Yes, sir. I should probably write this year's like the way I'm seeing Jeremy right now, these ideas that I'm bringing up, I'm sure he's probably sitting back there just going.
Would you consider Frankenstein a zombie?
He's reanimated.
Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein.
Yeah, not the doctor.
Yes, that's a common misconception. Yes, it was a monster that was created by the scientist Frankenstein. Yes, Victor Frankenstein.
Definitely.
Yep.
But, it is an undead being.
Well, yeah, in somewhat, he kind of is a zombie. Somewhat.
And they make Frankenstein's bride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. All of those total classics.
Wait till you see the stories I've been writing.
Oh, man. Seriously, like I've been watching this stuff when I was little, and I always a place in my heart for these. It's got Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man, all classics.
Mm-hmm.
And you showed me Invisible Man a few years ago for the first time.
Oh yeah, I was surprised you hadn't seen it. Like, because my family has a history with that film. My grandpa Don, who is no longer with us, sadly, he I believe he was telling me about that film. Like I believe he saw it in theaters when he was little when that came out, and he said, and he tells me, Donnie, everything, even though a villain may seem unstoppable at first, there's always a weakness. So like, what stopped him in the end of that film? What was the giveaway? And I said, the footprints in the snow. He said, exactly. So, and no matter how terrifying a villain is, there's always a way to bring him down.
Jill, what were you going to say? Because I know you were going to say something.
Oh yeah, thank you. I was wondering if you've seen the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Shelley movie.
Which one?
Yeah.
The movie where it's supposed to be about her.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh wait,
I think it's called Mary Shelley.
Really? Yeah,
okay.
No, I have not.
Saw that. At first, I thought you were talking about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, like where Robert De Niro was Frankenstein, but was the monster. But no, I don't believe I saw that one.
I was thinking actually more of Don. I don't know if you remember this show from years. This used to air on Adult Swim. In fact, it only ran for like 2 seasons. I was thinking that one of you guys were going to say the show Mary Shelley's Frankenhole.
What?
Don't you ever remember that show?
I didn't watch
Frankenweenie.
Yeah, for 2 seasons. It only ran for 2 seasons. It was like 2009, 2010. It was.
Do I want to know?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds.
I don't know about it.
It's basically about, Dr. Frankenstein and his assistant. They like open this doorway, this Frankenhole, if you will, and it allows like these historical figures, and not just like people of history, like like the first episode was focused on like Michael Jackson. It was like completely ridiculous. It was surprisingly, it wasn't by like the same company that made Robot Chicken, but they used the same kind of effects. But it only ran for like 2 seasons, though.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Mary Shelley, 2017 movie.
Oh, there was something I wanted to bring up to you, Jill. I forgot. Did you say you had Peacock, the stream service? Oh, Jill.
I do.
You kind of froze for a second. That's it. But yeah, Peacock. They just released Megan on the cut on Peacock.
I saw it.
Yeah, they just released Megan on there. On the uncut
I
version.
saw that. I'm gonna watch it this weekend with my son.
Oh, okay, awesome. Because I'm just saying, like, I just found out about that. It's like now I want to see it. I want to see like what they had to cut out to make it a PG-13 rating. Because I remember the trailer being bloodier that wasn't shown in the film. So yeah, I got to watch the uncut version.
Oh my God, Sarah! If we need a subject change, I could bring up necrophilia.
Oh Jesus!
What the hell is all this talk about necrophilia? What is that? That's interesting you about that? Do we even want to know?
Yeah, but yeah. So
yeah, gonna watch Megan this week.
Oh, great! Oh, awesome. Yeah, we'll cover Megan soon. We got to.
Like to see a remake of Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School.
Me too, man. Jeremy.
Yeah. Yep. Scooby-Doo. You just don't mention the show Velma. Don't.
You know what? Actually, I'm just going to say this really quickly for Sarah that she brought it up. They actually one point, I don't know about a remake, but they actually one point wanted to make a spin-off film focusing on the students in that film. So, but unfortunately, the plans never materialized. Although they did make a few comic strips just involving them, so it did eventually spawn a small spin-off from that movie, just focusing on them.
Yeah, but yeah, I think we're gonna be wrapping this up in a few minutes because I gotta get up early. I'm sorry, guys. But
oh my God, Jeremy. If you want necrophilia, look up Katie Vick.
Oh my God. No, I will not.
I don't think you should.
Oh yeah. Oh, you bring up WWE, like that just reminded me of this time in high school where like it was in gym. I was like demonstrating some Taekwondo moves on a punching bag. Like one person said like to me, "Oh, you know Taekwondo? Yeah, guess what? I know wrestling." And I'm like, I could go WWE on you. And I'm like, I just burned him with just one response. I just said, "Wrestling's fake." And then,
I was going to say there's something else I want to say, but I don't want to say it on the show, though. I think you're going to know it. Let's just say it was a Futurama reference. Oh. I can't say it, unfortunately.
Oh, I like Futurama. It's funny.
That was actually one of the storylines that helped me stop watching wrestling for several years.
Oh.
What? Wrestling's fake? Are you serious? I was gonna say, Don, you may want to be careful when you say, because
I just said that back then, just to get the guy's nerves. He was just like, he was trying to talk trash about me being a Taekwondo black belt, and I'm just like, so I just decided to just throw that at him. Yeah.
Well, it's just that.
Hey,
Jeremy and Donald.
I don't say that to disrespect wrestling fans. I have total respect for y'all, but yeah, that's just something I just said back then, just to make the guy be like, oh, it's like, really, you're going there? Oh man, but
Sarah's asking this for you, doing this twice this week. No, well, not this week, but
no, not this week. Yeah, here's what I'm thinking. Next week we're gonna cover New Nightmare on Tuesday, the final Nightmare on Elm Street film of the original series. And then let's see. Then are we do you guys want to start next Friday? Is that what he's saying?
That's what she's asking. Although honestly, it all depends for me, because you have to remember I do other shows during the week. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to at least do it for a few weeks, because here's the thing. I've been working on several presentations, and my goal is to just try to get all of these done. If I get them all done, and beforehand, I'll have more time to do so. But like I said, I do 5 shows a week.
Yeah.
So it all kind of depends.
Yeah, I hear you. But
plus, I think it's just if we need it, we have the space.
Well, and also too, I do a show early in the day too with Lois, Ian, and Bry early in the afternoon on for the Frighteners.
Oh, let's see.
Oh wait, no, we're not actually on this week. They wanted to take a break, so, but we are going to be back next week though.
Okay. That's yeah, we'll get this figured out. Yeah, but we're definitely covering Leprechaun movies. Yeah, especially the first one. I mean, like I said, Warwick Davis going after Jennifer Aniston. What's not to love?
And maybe hopefully we could this television series of him being in I could picture right now, like just seeing him like on horseback, like just walking through down. Oh, I bet they would do like a standoff with him and the outlaw. I can already see that would go awry terribly. have the good, bad, and ugly theme playing, but like Irish style.
Yeah.
It's like Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's Cowboys and Leprechaun.
Hood. Huh? What? That's a hood. What? I can't do Warwick Davis's voice as Leprechaun. As try as I might. Well, I think we're gonna have to end this here. Yeah.
Just really quickly before we end things, just the announcements for later this week. Tomorrow I'm going to be back with part 2. Well, I'm going to be back with Nick Files, back with part 2 of the Enfield Poltergeist. So, and for the first time ever, I've never done this before, but I'm going to be trying something very different compared to previous slideshows. Obviously, you guys have seen that I sometimes have shown video or like interviews or anything. I don't know how this is going to work, so I'm going to give it a shot. But for the first time ever, I'm going to be showing a short film. That is an actual film that was documented at the real Enfield Poltergeist case. I don't know how this is going to work out. We'll just have to see how it plays along. Either way, I'm looking forward to doing this. And then Thursday, I think Thursday for To the Grave and Back with me, Lois, and Rosie. We're back this week. I think we're going to be focusing on something about the Chernobyl explosion of 1986. And Then Thursday then later that night on Supernatural Talk, we got Jeremy, help me out with this. I always keep forgetting the name. Oh, wait. Let me take that back. Actually, I got some of the we got Robert and Jamie from Elite Paranormal coming on. Yep, I was
going to say
just before I read Jeremy's comment, I looked it up. Yeah, we got Robert and Jamie coming on. And then I already said that for Friday, for Frighteners, we're actually going to take a week off. So we'll be back with Frighteners next week. So, and also, I should probably let everyone know this too, as far as Nick Files goes. I've already created several more slideshows, a lot of them that during the course of my break that I've had, and Jill, I think you're going to like hearing this. I've already put together 16 new slideshows and already working on number 17. So if the way how I see things with season 2 of Nick Files, because I got several more I'm going to be putting together, I could say right now this might last all the way to the end of the summer. So we got a lot of them.
Weren't you going to do a collaboration with To the Grave and Back with Nick Files?
We're going to try to.
Okay.
We thought we just haven't had the chance of really see Jill, Lois, me, and Rosie. We always kind of choose right at the last minute what we're going to talk about, but we're going to have to start writing a list so that way we can keep ourselves ahead of time. Jeremy, Nick's got enough shows to do 10 seasons. Well, you know what? You're probably right on that, Jeremy. I have a lot of them. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And then just quick to mention, No 13th Dimension this week. Jeremy's going to be a guest. No 13th Dimension this week.
Yeah, sorry, you froze there for a second.
Okay. Just a reminder that Jeremy will be on Emily's show this week on Friday.
That's at I believe that's 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central time. Yeah, right. No 13th Dimension for about 2 months.
All right.
So that's I was right then. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. 7 Eastern, so that'll be 6 o'clock our time.
Oh, all right.
So a lot of stuff coming up this week.
Oh yeah. And so join us next Tuesday when we cover Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And yeah, I'm excited to cover that one because that's one of the better Nightmare on Elm Street chapters. And after that, we'll start covering Leprechaun movies, and we will get to Megan, just as soon as everybody has seen it. Yeah, so yeah, let me know, Jill, when you've seen it, and I'll be sure to put it on the schedule. Okay, so yeah, and
I'll probably watch it this weekend with my son.
Oh yeah, hey, just take your time. Now that you have access to it, you're. In fact, I need to upgrade my Peacock because I got a subscription. I got to see what this uncut version has.
So your son's interested in seeing it too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Awesome. Nice. Yeah. All right. So that'll wrap it up for Warm Bodies. Great movie. I do recommend this for people who are looking for something good to watch on around Valentine's Day. And yeah, even though Valentine's Day has just passed.
It is the last day of February, though.
Oh, yeah. Last day of February already.
And the link here. Yeah, this is the page for Emily's show that will be on later this week.
Oh, yeah. And this week I definitely got to see Cocaine Bear. I want to do a review on it for my channel.
You're going to have to call me up so I can see it too.
Oh, yeah, totally. And I got a lot on my hands this week. But yeah, we'll get to it. So thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Jill, for being on here with me. And yeah, see you guys next week when we cover new Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And then after that, we'll get started on the Leprechaun franchise. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching and see you next week.
Have a good night.